Hey guys, it's Sarah from She's Crafting, She Knows It, and I am here with a tutorial on indirect blending using the Tombow dual brush pens as well as the Tombow colorless blender pen. And so if you've seen my last couple of videos, we've gone over how to use the Tombow dual brush pens just straight to paper, and then the most recent video was how to do direct blending, where we're blending directly on the paper. So now we're going to be doing the indirect blending, which is just simply blending on this little blending palette that you're seeing me use right now. So I don't know about you, but I've just been feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I'm tired of being stuck in my house. I'm kind of done homeschooling 3 kids, and sometimes I just need a break. So if you need a break, this is for you. I've been using hand lettering and calligraphy as my break, and indirect blending is one of my favorite types of blending. So let's jump right in. So I have this Tombow blending palette that came with one of the sets of markers. I've realized that it appears that all of the sets that come with the colorless blender, which is this marker, do not come with the blending palette. And so if it does not come with the blending palette, you can just use a Ziploc bag, some kind of plastics, anything laminated to color on. So all you really do is you color on the blending palette and you pick up the colors with your little colorless blender pen. So to do the indirect to paper blending, you can use the Canson watercolor paper, you can use mixed media paper. These are my 2 favorites. You could also use the cardstock, but I recommend one of these. So I'll link all of these in the description below this video, as well as different marker sets that come with the colorless blender pen. Okay, so I have my watercolor paper right here. I have my blending palette, the Ziploc bag for those of you that don't have the blending palette. So all you need is that, the colorless blender marker, and then some of the other Tombow dual brush pens. So let me grab my colors. I really love the purple and blue together, so I'm gonna use these 2 colors together. And just like I did in the last video, if you've been watching the other tutorials I've done, I've been using the light gray as kind of a rough draft, which makes it so much easier for me. So what I'm gonna show you is, instead of, if you watched the last tutorial where we did the direct to paper blending, it's where you do the colors directly on the paper and you use the colorless blender to blend them together. So this is a little bit different. So what we're gonna do for this, I'm gonna move the Ziploc bag, because if you have the blending palette, you don't need it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna color on here with our colors. So I'm gonna do a big area of the purple and a big area of the blue. I'm going to write my word out. I'm gonna do the word love. So now that I have a rough draft, I'm going to use a colorless blender pen. I have a piece of cardstock here to kind of just make sure that there's no color on it already. And then what you're going to do, scoot this over, is you're going to pick up the purple with the colorless blender. So you can see the purple's on the colorless blender pen. I'm going to start, trace over where the gray is. And you're going to brush it on. And then I'm going to kind of get a tiny bit of blue, not a bunch. Go back and get a little bit more blue. See that got, sometimes it gets up more than you think. And we can go back and blend it. Keep going. More blue. And I'm going to kind of clean it off and just get all the blue. So if there's anywhere that you feel like is not blended well, you just go back, blend it, clean off your blender pen when you need to on computer paper or cardstock. So this area right here is not blended very well, so you go back, blend it together. So there we go. There's the word love kind of blended all the way across. If you wanted to add a little bit more dark to the beginning of the E, you would just pick up some of the darker blue where the purple and the light blue mixed together, and you would just add a little bit. Clean it off and then drag it down into the light blue. You can go back. So you can really play with this as much as you want, adding, okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the dark purple, a little bit more into the bottom of the L. So there you go. There you have it blended. That's the indirect to paper. It's indirect because you're blending over here and not on the paper. So whether you use this, Ziploc bag, whatever, that's the idea. So something else you can do with it, if I get my colorless blender pen really clean, you can also do kind of a fading effect. I'm going to start over here. So when you first start using it, it has a lot of the color. And it will just slowly fade as the color is leaving the colorless blender pen. So you can do all kinds of fading things like that. Cleaning the purple off. It's the same thing. It's dark and it slowly gets light. So you can definitely do this without doing the rough draft with the gray like I had done before. So if I were to start with the purple and do get a touch of the blue. And if where it doesn't connect, since I didn't really use the gray to kind of know where I was starting and stopping, if it doesn't connect, you just go back now that the brush is clean and kind of blend them together. So you can definitely do it that way if you don't want to do the gray, or if you're using like really light colors, the pastels, the yellow, sometimes the gray shows through. So you can always do it like that. So that's just with two colors. You can always add in, let me grab green. Clean off my marker. Then you kind of mix a little bit of green and blue. So that's without cleaning the marker at all in between. I just kind of went straight through, went straight for it. You can always go back and touch it up later. It's not perfect. There are little spots where I think it needs to be blended a little bit better, and the lettering is obviously not perfect, but I think it turned out really cute. Okay guys, so that's it. That's my little tutorial on how to do indirect blending with the Tombow dual brush pens and the Tombow colorless blender pen. Don't forget that all the supplies I used are linked in the description below this video so that you can get the exact items that I used in this video. I hope this video really inspired you to work on your hand lettering and your calligraphy and to try out another type of blending. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'll be back next week with one more type of blending that I know you're really going to love. It might just be my favorite type of blending yet, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys!